Doing a list where I had to remember the BS that is Monarchs kind of pissed me off yesterday. So today we're going to do something a little more fun. Today I am talking about my 10 favorite cards that came out in 2016. These aren't necessarily, in my opinion, the most game-breaking cards or the things that had the biggest impact of the year, but they're definitely cards that I think are super fun and I super love owning and playing competitively with. The only rules for this list is that they had to come out in 2016. Other than that, they just had to appeal to me, and if you know what kind of a duelist I am, you might have an idea what's on this list, but I hope I can at least shed a little light and give a little recognition to some overlooked things that came out this year. Number 10, Dimensional Barrier. I know I just said overlooked things, and this is right now one of the biggest cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, but I don't think this card is as strong as Solemn Strike, and in a weird way, that's kind of why I love it. First of all, it's a lot of fun using this card against decks that can keep going off. Solemn Strike can stop one summon in a Paleozoic deck, but this card can shut their entire turn down. But in other matchups, it's not so powerful that it shuts the game down. So honestly, I don't feel as guilty using it like I would a Well-Timed Strike or Vanity's Emptiness. It is technically a floodgate, but it can be played around. If you're against Metal Foes, or if you're using Metal Foes and this gets used on you, you still have access to your fusions or synchros. The card can only be used once per turn, so you don't have to worry about stacking, and it can be chained, so a lot of crap that's been gaining popularity lately, like Twin Twister, which can honestly ruin a Solemn turn, can really still be utilized, and I find that to be really fun. Plus, again, do I love shutting down Paleozoic players. Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, again, still huge meta, but honestly, this card appeals to my more sadistic nature. When you go up against ABCs, you are dreading that ABC Buster Dragon, but thanks to this card, you shut that deck down. You can use it against Metal Foes, again with the Paleozoics, Heroes, which can sometimes hurt me. But what I love about this card is that it doesn't clog your hand up, because all your opponent needs to do is to summon more monsters. You can use this card, put them in a state where they think they can go off, shut them down, and then take out their resources. But again, there is still options for playing the game. It doesn't just shut them down entirely. A well-timed ABC player will know to keep monsters on the field to make some rank 4s and stuff. That's why I put these past two cards on the list, because they require you to think more as a duelist, and I think are good checks to decks that just go off and go off and go off. Number 8, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Okay, this card is just fun. Like, seriously, you summon this card, and just the fact that you can win right there with it is fun enough. I was just like, it looks badass, like, it's a secret rare, so it's always fun to get your hands on. You need to make a Synchro and then a tuner, so it's not that hard, but it's also not that easy. It's just a super fun card to use, and it was so great when you could make a Synchro, bust this guy out, and then just, like, you're done. You can basically just win the duel with this card alone. Number 7, Cosmic Cyclone. This card, when it came out, I thought it was amazing. This, to me, is the ultimate solution for dealing with pendulum boards. Okay, there's anti-spell, but what I like about this card is that when you Twin Twister, you MST a pendulum scale away, yeah, it's gone, but they just go back to the extra deck. You use a Cosmic Cyclone against that kind of a deck? That's it. Like, the monster is banished. You use that against a Metal Foe, they ain't summon it back again. It is gone. Also, 1,000 life points, that's not too bad a cost. It's just such a great card, and I just love using it to save my ass when my opponent is setting up for a huge move. Number 6, Tuning Magician. Okay, now we're into full cheese mode. This card was never meta. Magician Pendulums fell off once Pepe came out, but man, do I love this card. It's a level 1 tuner, which works great in a deck full of level 7s, so it makes easier access to your Ignister, plus some fun techs like Overlord, Omega, or Stardust Dragon, fun things to play in a Synchro deck. But it has that amazing summoning effect. All you need to do is have your scales out, and bam, that tuner is there. Especially if you use Pendulum Call to get your magicians, you discard this card, special summon it back, and there you go. You basically got Pendulum all for free, all thanks to this cute little lolly. Number 5, Performapal Odd Eyes Unicorn. This card is great. I really love it because it makes your scales that much easier. You see, there aren't a lot of high scales in the game, or at least not a ton, and in Magician Pendulums or even Pepe, that was always a problem. There weren't enough. But thanks to this card, you can now have a searchable, consistently usable level 8 scale. Plus, if you're like me and you're an Odd Eyes user, that effect comes in major handy. Odd Eyes can do double damage, so you can easily set up OTKs with this card. You can have your Meteor Burst hit over a Dark Destroyer. And again, I mean, it's a fun little horse. Who doesn't want to use it? I swear, this is the only repeat from the top 10 best list. Totally Awesome is here simply for the fact that it brought me back my heroes. Like, heroes weren't really viable throughout most of 2016. Then this card came, and someone came with the brilliant idea to use it with Bahamut Shark, and the Bubbleman, and the Tin Goldfish, and heroes are top tier! Okay, well, Toad is top tier, and the decks around it are to varying degrees of success, but heroes are back, and my favorite deck is back, and I've really been having fun all thanks to this card, and even though, yeah, it's probably overpowered, and yeah, a lot of people think it is a little cancerous for the meta, but I'll always be grateful for that. Number 3, Utopia The Lightning. A lot of people have been putting this as their best card of the year list. It's still very amazing. I just don't think it matches or does as much as those other cards. But again, I'm a huge Utopia fan, so seeing this card came out really was a great moment for me because it allowed one of my favorite cards, number 39 Utopia, to become relevant again. And not only that, it's a great way to just beat over anything. Like, we could get towers back next format. Who cares? Utopia The Lightning. You beat over anything. You attack anything. You blow up anything. It's a great card. The Armades effect protects it from anything. Like, it's just such a great utilized card. Also, you want to know what's fun? Drop Maxi when you know your opponent's playing Utopia The Lightning. Number 2, Great Magnus. This card was on the top 10 favorite archetypes list. Like, I love this guy. It's a Megazord. How can you not love it? Not only that, it's a badass superpowered Megazord. Like, it kills everything. It spins. It's non-targeting. If you can kill it, you get your guys back. Just don't kaiju it. Please, please. Just don't kaiju it. Number 1, Nirvana Paladin. That's right, people. This card belongs on this list. What a more insane, amazing card. It's a Synchro Pendulum, for God's sakes. If that's not enough, you don't even need a tuner for it. You just need the Synchro. Honestly, getting the Synchro monster out is the harder part of summoning this guy. Well, no, he's easy to summon. You get any card. Dark Magician of Chaos was already crap thanks to the errata, but even if it didn't have the errata, this card completely overwhelms it. Also, you beat something, you have your opponent's life points. That's it. That's game. You just win. Like, it's just such a fun, lovable card. And then if it does die, you've got an 8 scale now. And not only that, you can basically odd-eyes your opponent to death with it. It makes for more OTKs. It's such a fun, great, lovable card. And I loved it. And it really signified 2016 in Yu-Gi-Oh! For me. There was a lot of really overpowered, insane monsters that really never got their due. And I think a lot of that was the fact that there were so many combo cards coming out this year, and because we really just don't rely on one boss monster anymore. But this card was such a fun guy to bring out, and it's like Magnus or Utopia the Lightning or Crystal Wing. There's such a fun feeling about just summoning that one big dog to win you game, that one card you can rely on, that one card you can trust. And that's what I love about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I hope in the year to come, maybe we can make a little bit of a return to that, but I'm sure more amazing cards will come out in 2016, and certainly overbroken pieces of shit. But what did you think? In the comment section below, give me your best favorite cards of the year. Just the cards you loved. Like, I don't care if it's meta or not. If you loved it, I want to know. And as always, click to like and click subscribe so we can get on to what comes next.